What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. You guys, I've identified a very crucial pattern recently. It's a very rare pattern, but the what it's called is the seagull pattern. Yes, it's like a flapping bird. You generally see these at sunset. And no, it's not a real. I don't know. That doesn't exist. I got you. It's late, but happy April Fools. Anyways, they don't say happy April Fools. It's just April Fools. You don't have to be happy about it, but you got punked. That's. Anyways, guys. Anyways, most of you probably didn't. Most of you probably were like. And if you did get punked, that's okay. I'm very convincing. I can be very persuasive. I know I can. Enough BS. Let's get into the charts. Let's actually do this. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. If we're at this relative low of this overall consolidation phase to our most relative high, right, where we've double topped from, you can see that we have closed below the 382. We've even prodded above it with yesterday's price action and remained below it, closing below it. Not only below the 382, but the 123 moving average as well. Yes. An area that we have held as support. Didn't even touch it back here. Going back here, we did tip it right here as well, but more often than not, we will find support just below it, and I would say that we are just below it now. That doesn't absolve us of going lower. We absolutely could see Bitcoin go lower. I think the 61 to 62K target area is something to pay attention to for several reasons, because, and I say target area, and that maybe I shouldn't say target area. I wouldn't call it a target. I don't necessarily know or believe that Bitcoin will go down there. It could, and it would make a lot of sense if it did go down there that it would hold support, right? And there's a whole slew of reasons why it would make sense for it to go down there, but there's also some general ideas that would lead me to believing that this is the area that we find support and we actually start to move higher. If not, just a little bit lower, we might not go all the way down here. But beyond the fact that this is the 61869 zone, if we take away the fib, right, just remember that's the 61869 zone, right? Top of the circle there is the 618, bottom of the circle is the 69 essentially. You also found support here before and before and before, right? And then going back in time, that was a loud noise. Kind of your previous all-time high area, the resistance point of this first top from the last cycle. It's an area we've battled and struggled with in the previous cycle. It looks like now this cycle has actually been an area of support, so hopefully that maintains. I doubt that it would break, because if this does break, I would very much expect that we see lower lows than this, and I don't think Bitcoin's going to do that. I think we have a lot of time left in the cycle, but this is more the immediate stuff to look forward to over the coming days. If we do go lower, perhaps we move down to about 62 to 61K. I know it says 60,676, but that's not accurate. It should be like closer to 61. Yeah, 60,900. I didn't have that circle drawn completely perfectly, but both of these lines should be a little bit closer to their zones. That one's like 62K, that one's like 61K, It could happen, but we also have the possibility of holding support in this general area, perhaps going slightly lower than this low that we found a few days ago and finding support off the 0.5. Remains to be seen what we do, but at this rate, moving down to 62K from the current price would be about a 4% drop, potentially at the most like a 6% drop, right? So 4 to 6% isn't crazy. It's nothing that we haven't seen before with Bitcoin, right? And we've absolutely dropped more than that before. This would overall be a higher low, so don't be scared of that if that does happen. If we look at the daily RSI, it would suggest, in my opinion, that we go lower. Generally speaking, with the RSI looking the way that it does, whenever you reject off the overbought zone like this, kind of twice even that you rejected off of it and just tear all the way down to this oversold area, the bearish area of control, generally you would prod that oversold area. So that would call for lower prices. But, we've gone barely into it before. We found some support just above it here. Went way deep into it there. You found support above the oversold zone before. Okay, so this could be one of those times. It very well could be one of those times. Looking at the 4-hour RSI, it's not really of any help at all. The price action looks sad. The 4-hour doesn't look, I mean, it looks, as of now, it looks somewhat neutral, but overall predominantly bearish. So until we start getting more readings above the 50, I'm not convinced that it looks like it wants to go up yet. I would think that we have one more move down, and based off of this, you know, maybe to like 63.5, 62.5K, something like that. We might go to that 62, 61K area. We really might, but that remains to be seen. I would think 62K is where we would more likely go than 61K, and even more likely, I think that we'd actually go somewhere just above 62K, above that 618. But I could be wrong. Maybe we do interact with it. What's the crypto fear and greed index looking like? Crypto fear and greed index. I wonder how bullish or bearish we are. Oh my goodness, that's the lowest reading I've seen in a while. Wow, yesterday's was even lower. 63. Hit that like button and subscribe, you guys. If you ever want to look this up yourself, just type in crypto fear. I have it already like pulled up, right? Or I guess not. I did do it this way. Yeah, it's alternative. Yeah. .me. That's the one right there. And it might not be at the top. I don't know. I see it says you visit often, so maybe it would be somewhere down here. But this is the one you want to click on. If you're on your phone, it'll probably have you have an app. This isn't my phone, this is my laptop, but generally when you pull it up on a computer, it just does this. But on your phone, you might have to clear an ad, like click close on an ad, and then you can view it. Enough of that, though. I mean, yeah, I think we're in a bull market, man. I definitely do. But this is some of the lowest readings we've seen in a while. Yes, it says greed, but it's a 63, right? We went from a 74 last week, which was only like a few days ago, really, right? Like 3 or 4 days ago, to a 63. That's a pretty big drop in a short amount of time, when really, like, we've only dropped like 3%, right? Out of this whole move down, now we're starting to get fearful. But most of the move down, we weren't. That's how you know we're getting toward the end, guys, right? Like people who are fearless here, and they're fearless here, and then they're fearless here, and then now it's like, now just this little part is what's making them shit their pants, or then maybe even just a little bit more that we have. That's capitulation at its finest. So I'm wondering, you know, I haven't been on any socials recently. I've been very busy, actually, so I haven't been paying attention to what the media is saying, but I wonder how bearish people might be. People who might have had bullish opinions that are now reforming those to more bearish opinions. I wonder how capitulated the market is right now. I myself have capitulated a little bit, but that was prior to this week even, right? I was expecting June to be a good month. I thought we were going to break out and see new all-time highs. I thought we might forego this post-halving lull, and I just feel so silly because I called for that. I called for it before the halving. I called for it during the halving, even like 2 weeks after the halving. But here we are now, getting back to that same call after I had literally previously, like before the month started, somewhere back in here, even like throughout all this, I've been calling for higher prices. But I'm at that point now. Where I do believe we will see higher prices. Just not this month, obviously, and I don't think it'll be next month either. I think that we probably do consolidate a little bit more throughout the summer. If I'm wrong on that and we happen to move up sooner than later, I would love to be wrong in the form of upside price action. But if we kind of go back and look at the 123 here, our interactions with it, you can see here, right, when we got into it, when we first dipped below it, right here, like really dipped below it, we didn't get back above it for about 15 days, okay? That was that interaction there. So we first got below it here, so we've probably got a little bit like a week and a half before we get above it, potentially, just based off of this, right? If we go to the next kind of instance here, breaking below it, didn't get back above it until 60 days. So that, you know, that would give us more like 2 months. So 15 days, 2 months, something like that kind of range. It could be in between that range, it could be outside that range. I would doubt that it would be shorter, and I would also doubt that it would be longer, probably something more in between, but anything can happen. There was something I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was. I mean, we did move up here, right? We did move up, and we even passed this high, but overall we were in this kind of larger consolidation phase, right? We didn't really move up and out, and that's what I was going to say is even if we do stay below this green area for the shorter period of time, even if it's a week, even if it's 2 weeks and 1 day, the shortest amount of time that we could, that doesn't mean that we're off to the races yet, right? We might just come back up here, be in this consolidation range still, and just try to figure things out until August or September. I really do think that the next month of July is probably going to be boring as well. I got very excited, you guys. I'm trailing off of what I was trying to keep on point for this video, but I'm trailing off on this idea here on the monthly where we found support last month, closing the month of May green. We found support on the overbought zone, and that's a really good look. That got me very excited that June would also be a green month, and it could be. It could be. We're only down 4.3%. We have 10 days left in the month. It could be that we find a low, or we have found a low very soon, and then we move up for the rest of the month. Only less than 5%, right? It wouldn't take much to be green. But this look had me a lot more excited than just a neutral green month. Maybe we can close it green, you know what I mean? I thought that we would see new all-time highs, so I think we will. It's just we're probably going to wait a little bit longer. That's all I'm trying to say. Maybe as early as July, we could see new all-time highs, but I'm thinking if it is in July, it's going to be about a month from now, like late July, if not early August or sometime in August. For whatever that's worth. That's where the conversation trailed off to, apparently. I don't know if I have anything else I want to say. We're moving down. Volume is declining, relatively speaking, on this low to high. Again, where we started the video, we are working our way down to the 618, 69 golden ratio area. Generally, breaking below the 382 is a signal that that's the next area to go to. It's less common to find support on the 0.5. You could, it is possible, but generally Bitcoin does like its 618 area, so just keep that in mind. I don't personally expect that we'll see 62K. We could. It wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't surprise me, but I personally do expect that we'd find support either on this 0.5 or somewhere. It's less common, but just something like that. We might front run the 618 area. People might have their eyes on it, so we find support just a little bit above 62K. I don't know. Or perhaps I'm wrong and we go way through. I don't think that's going to happen, but either way, down. Like immediately, like over the next coming days, probably even to close out this week, down. Yeah, rejecting the overbought zone is not a good look on the weekly. But this overall look on the fib, or on the RSI, it is a good look, right? This is a very nice channel that we're in. Oh, okay, I've got the squiggly line and it wouldn't come off. Let's see if I can. Nope. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll just redraw that. It's a nice channel, right? But why does it keep doing that? That's so weird. It like won't let go. It's because I'm going off the screen. Anyways, let's see. Try to bring it back one more time. It won't, man. That's crazy. I need this channel. I need this look. I need the way that it looks. I'm just going to use straight lines, man. I'm struggling here, you guys. It's very late for me right now. It's been a busy week. I've got so many excuses. You guys don't need to hear my excuses, but right. But this channel in the RSI, it can only go so high. The RSI, even though there are levels up here beyond 100, you can't actually achieve readings of greater than 100, right? So you couldn't even actually hit this line because it's just above 100. You couldn't even do that. So if you're in this upward trajectory on a weekly basis, this next move up, whether it's a lower high, which it would likely be a lower high, or a higher high, right? You don't have much room to go. And then by the time it's here, you're likely definitely not going to form a higher high. So you're going to start forming some bearish divergence, you know what I mean? And looking to break this trend. I mean, that could be the end of the cycle for us. That it could be something that looks like that. That's way down the line, but I'm just saying this next phase, right? If you look at this for what it is, it's definitely a channel in the weekly RSI. It looks so perfect, right? It's very parallel. I used the straight lines. I didn't draw them myself. I mean, I drew them myself, but it wasn't the brush. It was the actual straight lines, right? It's very perfect, very perpendicular. Is that the right word to use? Parallel. It's perpendicular is like this. Parallel. It's very parallel, not perpendicular. We're at the bottom of it now, but there would be. I would say that there's a little bit of room left to go lower if it wanted to, right? I don't know. I feel like it could. and on the price, it would make sense if it went lower too. But however you want to look at it, it would make sense that we are very near, from a time perspective, very near our next low, and I would expect that we are making our runs back up. When we get this thing into the overbought zone again on the weekly, it's going to be very exciting. And I would assume, you know, looking at it how it's bounced previously off of this area, it's been pretty explosive. You know, whether it's just to start and then it consolidates and then it moves up, or it's just the whole way up, it's explosive. However it is, for a solid bit, we move up. If we were to move up somewhat similar to these movements here, I have no doubt that we would be in the overbought zone, and that could probably be in August, September, October. Q3 to Q4 of this year, I'm expecting will be phenomenal, even going into Q1, right? Something like that. But we'll be getting toward the end of the cycle as we get closer to 2025, right? I don't personally think the cycle is going to end in early 2025. It could. It's very possible. I've been made aware of some things. I want to do a more long-term analysis video. This one is already kind of long-term with what we're talking about now, but I do want to do some more long-term analysis videos in the coming days on Bitcoin, because most of the time when I talk about the end of the cycle, I talk about October 2025. A lot of you have probably heard me say that. Q3, Q4 2025, even as late as early 2026, that could be the end of the bull cycle for crypto. But I've seen some stuff, I've been made aware of some things in the charts that do make a very good argument for the bull cycle to end in the beginning of 2025, and I want to make you guys aware of that. I've struggled at trying to make this video, because whenever you have one narrative and then you're just basically casting a whole nother narrative that's like totally opposite of what you say, it's very like contradicting in your head. So I feel like I stumble on my words, and I already do that plenty fine on my own, you know what I mean? It's just hard. It's hard to look at some things with a bearish look, even though there are some not bearish. I shouldn't say bearish look. See what I mean? I'm stumbling already. A more conservative look, a more rapidly approaching look. I don't know. There are some things that compel me a little bit to believe that the cycle could end as early as late Q1 of 2025, if not even sometime in Q2 of 2025. At any rate, that's months away. That's like 9+ months away, or maybe like 8+ months away from now. I still very much do believe the cycle is going to end in the second half of 2025, not the first half, but this last part, I guess, is just more of a foreshadowing of a video that will come tomorrow, probably, if I can get my act together. Anyways, guys, Bitcoin over the coming days, over the very immediate term, moving down 62K, 61K. I was less convinced of it in the beginning. I'm kind of a little bit more convinced of it now. However, I do think, and that's the target area if we were to move down, right? But I personally do believe we will hold 62K. I don't even believe that we're actually going to see 62K. We might go just above it, just a little bit lower than we are now. At the worst case scenario, it's going to be a 6% drop from the current price. Best case scenario, we're still going down. It might be like a 3% drop or something like that. But that could create some downside momentum for the rest of the market over the coming days, so just be aware of that. Look for opportunities to buy different coins, various coins. I've bought in some coins. Actually, I was going to make a video saying this. I'm going to do it right after this, but while we're here, I've made my most recent purchase was Bitcoin Cash. Prior to that, 2 days ago, maybe it was 3 days ago, I bought some Blue Zell as well. So BLZ, BCH, those are the coins that I've most recently bought. Coins that I've already had, and I just added more to because they're at great prices right now. So I think it's a good time to add to the stack, and that's kind of the point of this last part of the video here, is just look for opportunity, guys. Whether it's coins that you already hold, whether it's coins that you don't hold but you've had your eye on, this is the time to start adding. And it's very, I think, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It's very important to add to your stacks, not move things around, okay? Because what you're probably going to do if you're moving things around is you're going to take the thing that's been boring for months and you're going to put it in the thing that's been kind of exciting recently over the past couple days or weeks, right? While everything else is boring. But then the thing that was boring for months is going to blow up, and the thing that you just put your money in that's exciting, it's going to be boring for months. Now, you know, like, things take their turns. So I don't think it's a good time to cycle your cryptos around. I don't think that's I don't think that's a good idea right now. I think make your bed, lay in it. If anything, add some blankets, right? You get my metaphor? Add to your stack of coins. Don't rearrange it. But unless you know something that's like it's a crap coin, it's a crap project, and you need to rearrange it. But if it's just like you're bored kind of thing, get over that. Just get over that. You got to get over that, man. And that's the best that I can say. So anyways, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, it's shopping time, man. Everything's on sale. Get it while it's hot or cold, whatever the proper term would be. It's a good time to get in. So take care. Bye-bye.